Hey everyone! So, here I was thinking that I might be late on the Jawbreakers review gravy train, but as it turns out, Jawbreakers God King actually just launched this week, so I'm actually picking the perfect time to review Jawbreakers. Am I saying Jawbreakers? Why am I having trouble saying Jawbreakers? Jawbreakers. So one of the great things about the Jawbreakers Lost Soul campaign is that they also included Book 1 and Book 2. And this was basically my first introduction to Jawbreakers. The Lost Souls is kind of supposed to be like a side story. It's kind of like the OVA episode of Jawbreakers. Richard kind of says it's like an introduction to the team, but I was not getting that impression. As far as an introduction to the team goes, I think you did a way better job with Book 1 when it comes to actually introducing the team. But regardless, I did read Lost Souls first, and then I read Book 1, and then I read Book 2. And of course, God King is going to be the Book 3, continuing the main story. I feel like I should have read Book 1 before I read Lost Souls. I feel like Book 1 was a way better introduction to the team. Some people might disagree with me, I don't know. One of the most useful things that you did in Book 1 that you did not do in Lost Souls is that you actually explain Hellpriest's power. It took you so long in Lost Souls to even like hint at what his power was. I had no idea. And you make a joke that I would only get if I knew what his power was. It's like, come on! Felt like I was left out of a loop. Wonderful cover, by the way. I really liked the Jawbreakers logo, and this cover done by Ethan Van Sciver, I believe. It's actually pretty interesting that you have, like, this amount, like, basically the entire cover just for the art, and then the little logo up here. Colors fit together very nicely. I will say, though, I'm not sure why, out of all the team members, I'm not sure why Knife Hand is the biggest. Not sure where the decision lied there. I would imagine maybe like Hellpriest or Cuffs or even Silkworm should be the biggest. Because Knife Hand, you literally don't have any lines. Literally no lines. Hardly in the story, just kind of, you know, knife-handing people. If I were to make one of the team, like, the biggest on the cover, I would think that it would be like a team member that people either like the most or, you know, just Silkworm, just the leader. But maybe one of the reasons why Knife Hand is the biggest is just because he's got a nice green coloring, and maybe that fits better with the blue. You know, it's like a glowy, cool glowy effect. Although you could have had Silk have a cool glowy effect. You know, his power allows for cool glowy effects. I don't know, man. Anyway, so let's get straight into the story, and whoa! What happened here? Did they just kill Godzilla? Can I learn about this? Okay, so the real story is about, you know, it's some kind of pseudo King Kong gorilla, only a slightly more complicated King Kong. The idea being he was, like, originally just a plain old ape, and then he, like, went through a portal, and somehow that made him big. I don't know, it's a portal. Nobody knows how portals work, I guess. And his soul was ripped from his body and taken to another dimension, so he has no idea where it is, and the idea is that this animal is just wandering along, trying to find his soul again, keep on going through these random portals that keep on popping up. That's a whole other story, like, whoa, what's with the portals? Are other people going through these portals? What's happening to them? Anyway, so he's going through these portals, time and space and whatnots, and he's, like, swallowing up treasures as he goes along. So because of that, people want to kill this big ape and slice up, sell his organs, and get the treasure that's in his belly. And that's basically it. I'm not as big of a fan of the Lost Souls story as I am of the main story, to be honest. Because, like, I mean, I get that you're trying to go for, like, oh, poor ape, all he wants is his soul back. But at the end of the day, he is just an ape. He's just, like, some ape. He's literally a soulless animal just wandering around with a shitload of treasure in his body. It's like, yeah, why not just cut him up and take his shit? And of course, since Hell Priest has the ability to see souls, which I didn't find out until way later, he's able to tell which portal has the ape's lost soul in it, so he can be the one who guides him that way. But unfortunately, he goes ape shit on this army, just because, I mean, army was kind of bothering him a little bit, so he's just like, yeah, fuck you too, I guess. And then as soon as he goes to the portal, it just closes and is like, you're literally a giant ape. No one could have moved any faster than you in this moment. Lost Souls is definitely still fun, and the art is incredible. It really is. John Mayland was a good pick, and the colorist was also equally as incredible. Although I will say, this one picture of Sashi, I think she looks pretty in every single other panel, except for this first appearance. And I know people will disagree with me, but there's just, her body looks so much bigger than her head. Also, her butt looks kind of small. Her thighs look huge, but her butt is kind of like just a whomp. I think about it this way, if you like cover up the body and just look at the head, you would imagine like kind of a thinner, more slick body than that, and then instead you just get this super jacked body beneath her. Not that she shouldn't be jacked, but if you're gonna like have her easily get overpowered and die, you know, maybe you should go for a more petite look. But it's only this one appearance that I ever had a problem with, and everyone thinks that I'm crazy for like pointing it out. It's like, I don't know, her head just is so small. I don't know, I guess it's just me. Artistically, though, this book is incredible. And then we also get, like, book 1 and book 2. Book 1 has gotta be my favorite of the three. Honestly. I mean, here you, look, right here, you immediately know the Hell Priest is blind. See how easy that is? You see how easy it is to establish something this quickly? I don't know, Richard is always talking shit about, like, his art style, and granted, this is, like, the remastered version of book 1. Yeah, like, Simon Bennett was helping him out, I guess. But it still looks good. I mean, maybe it looks wonky in some areas, but I think this style fits very, very well with this type of series. The coloring for book 1 is also very, very nice. I mean, like this, man, I always love a good color palette, and this was it for me. Now, then we have a different artist for book 2, and, you know, it's not like the different artist is bad or anything, but one of the things that throws me off the most is when you're reading book 1 and book 2 side by side, you see it, like, ends sort of nighttime-esque, and then boom, daytime. And really the coloring for book 2 in general is just a little bit bland, but from nighttime to daytime it was like, ooh, it was a little bit jarring. And I will also say my favorite joke is in book 2. And I'm sure many of you also feel the same. This joke was pretty funny. Like, they're in God King's paradise, right? And every like person there is like a child adult who can't stand violence. They just break out into tears. So they're like punching this guy who they know to be a villain who's here, and everyone starts crying. So they have to awkwardly hug. The hero and the villain have to awkwardly hug each other just so they feel better. Love wins! Oh, and this is like the Sashi pinup that I got with the book. It's a really nice pinup, honestly, but I'm not a huge fan of how the background looks, really. I mean, if you're gonna do a sunset, maybe it should be like sunset by like the water or something. You know, it looks like most of it is all one color when you're looking at it like this. So maybe you should have some like different colors, make it a little bit more pop, in there, like water down here, some trees. Maybe more pink in the sky than just orange. Anyway, criticizing art. it's what I do. So this book did the one thing that it's supposed to do. It got me hooked. Now, granted, I don't know if I would have been hooked if I just read Lost Souls, but reading book 1 and book 2 kind of just sold me on the main story, and, you know, that's what I need. I need the main story. I'm very excited for God King, and I'll leave a link to the campaign down in this description below if any of you other souls want to check it out. Good job, Richard. You made a book. Let me know what you think of the Jawbreakers series down below in the comments. Remember to like the video. And I'll see you guys for the next book. Oh yeah, God King. Bye! Program restart.